attorney. I wanted to let you know that my goal for this phone call is to be here for you. I'm here to answer any questions that you have and talk to you about your rights and your options. At our center, we start by believing, so you have nothing to prove to me. You don't have to convince me of anything. I start by believing. And you don't have to tell me anything that you don't feel comfortable telling me about. We can just focus on the questions that you have. You could start wherever you like.
He pled guilty this year. It happened 2023, but I was there in July at his court date where I asked that he be released, and it turns out that he has a past complaint, presumably for the same thing. I don't know exactly. But about 6 months before he raped me, he had a past complaint. So, I was asking about possibly suing Pierce County for allowing him to rape me when they knew he'd done it before. I've been more or less told that, that may not be the way to go.
Yeah. Where did the rape occur on, where did the rape occur?
Tacoma.
Was he out on bail or anything like that?
I don't know, but they really did not tell me. There were a lot of phone calls, and I don't know why this wasn't done by email. In the info I got during these phone calls, they didn't really say much. I don't know about any of that.
Okay. Alright. So I don't want to, it's important to me that I not waste any of your time. So it sounds like that kind of case, you would want to speak to a personal injury attorney. I can talk to you and let you know some of the questions that they're going to ask if you want and you think that would be helpful.
Do you all do anything to provide referrals? Do you know of any, or are they just random attorneys that I'll have to find, the ones who advertise as personal injury?
It's pretty much random, it's random attorneys. We don't have any affiliations with personal injury attorneys.
Okay, yeah, you can go ahead and give me an idea of their questions then.
Okay. In order for there to bring a personal injury case, the attorneys are going to have to show that Pierce County had a duty, that they breached their duty, and that breach caused harm. So one of the things that we're going to be looking at is where did Pierce County have a duty here? So let's say maybe he was out on bail, or it happened on government property. It happened if it happened in a prison or a jail or a courtroom. They're looking at whether or not there was a duty. If it's generally this person is a serial perpetrator and they should have pressed charges so that he maybe would have been in jail, that's really that would be very hard to prove that there's a duty there. And the personal injury attorney will typically be looking for something more concrete to impute duty upon Pierce County. I think they might ask other questions, but to me, those are the relevant ones. I think an attorney might be asking about what the circumstances were, but it's my opinion, and you can take this this is just information for you. This is not advice. I don't think for your first intake or interview with an attorney that you need to get into the details of what happened. I don't think that's necessary at all. I think that will be necessary later in the case if the attorney takes your case and they need to present evidence for trial. Then that context will matter. But to determine duty, breach, causation, and damages, those 4 things for a personal injury case in Washington, they don't need to know the details of the assault. It's enough for the first interview that you say that you were raped. Obviously, that caused harm. So what the attorney's going to be doing is trying to connect the duty and breach part. Does that make sense? Do you have any questions about that?
Not really. No.
Okay. For personal injury attorneys, I would look for one specifically who deal with either suing government, including police officers, and who deal with sexual assault. Similar to doctors, like doctors all have different specialties. Like if you have a heart condition, you go to a cardiologist. If you have a brain issue, you go to a neurosurgeon. Attorneys are the same way. Attorneys all specialize in different areas of law. So the 2 things that I'm saying that are relevant for your case is you want an attorney who has sued the government before, and you want an attorney who is good on sexual assault cases. You're going to find attorneys with one or the other. I think if you had to choose between the 2, I would go for the attorney who has done sexual assault. But ideally both. And if you could only, if you're like, if you talk to a couple of attorneys and you're trying to whittle it down, then I would go for the one who specializes in sexual assault. Because